Hello and welcome back to my journey from normal to Norway. It has been a night. I'm not gonna lie, it's about 1 a.m. as I'm doing this. I definitely planned on doing this a few hours ago, and I actually took the picture for this video hours ago. And if you'll recall from previous videos, I believe I talked about it early on, I am not the most tech savvy person in the whole wide world. And there was just some stuff going weird with my computer recently that I was kind of ignoring, kind of in denial, kind of don't know what to do about it. So I was like, I can't do this. This could be bad for my computer. I got to do something about it. So I started Googling things and figuring out stuff, and then I did a whole cleanup of my computer thing that I was like, I hope it's working. I hope I'm not making it worse. I hope I'm not making stupid decisions right now. And then that turned into, okay, let me free up as much space as I can. Do I need this? Do I not? What is that even? I don't know. I'm not going to touch it because I don't know what it is. Maybe I should know what it is because it is on my computer. Whew. So then that led into me doing an update of my computer that I didn't think was a big deal, and all of a sudden it was like gonna be around an hour. So I'm happy to say that the update completed. It looks good. I believe the whole cleaning of the laptop thing went well because some of that weird stuff that was happening before is not. So I am hopeful that that I'm on the right track with things. Hopefully, it will work well moving forward. Because that's not something that I want to think about replacing. That's a whole big thing. So there's that update in my life. The next update that I'm excited to share. I know that I had shared that a little while back. It feels like it just happened because time is what nowadays? Who knows? But I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks ago now that I took the first step in the decluttering, reorganizing, cleaning out of my apartment project that I've been wanting to do for a super long time. And I did my bathroom that weekend, and I was so excited about it, really proud of myself that I had started that project. And then, I kind of stalled a little bit again after that and was trying to have grace with myself about that and not, force things or beat myself up about not moving further in that project. And then it started to get super hot here, which we will get back to in a minute. And that makes you just not want to do anything. Makes me just want to sit around in front of as many fans as possible and not do anything. And then this last weekend, I got to a place where I was like, I am taking the next step in this thing. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And so I made a little bit of a plan, and I had Monday, yesterday, which now I guess is maybe 2 days ago because it's technically Wednesday at this point. But on Monday, I had that day off from work for the holiday here in the US for Labor Day. And I took advantage of that and did my kitchen. So I'm super excited. I now have those 2 rooms done. It feels really good. It's really exciting. If you'll remember from my bathroom cleanup redo situation, my treat to myself at the end of it was I had ordered a shower curtain and rug and a canvas for the wall, and so I put those up, and that made me really happy. Well, in the kitchen, my mom had very kindly bought a new kitchen rug for me, and I was really excited to see that. And so at the end of the whole project, that was the final step. I rolled out the new rug, and it looks really good. It's all brightly colored and multicolored and happiness, which I love. So that's really exciting. I now have those 2 rooms done, and I live again in a small apartment, so I have just 2 left. I've got my bedroom and living room, but I think I have much more stuff in those 2 rooms. It's a little more intimidating. So we'll see when the next step comes. Again, I'm not going to try to force myself or just have unrealistic, I guess, expectations of myself, and kind of take it as it comes and see how it goes. And of course, I will keep you updated on that. Okay, so those are the life updates of Lauren. Now to the whole point of this video. I'm continuing my series on reasons why I love Norway/Oslo. And the next one hadn't really been on my mind strongly before. I'd had a couple of others that I was planning to talk about next, but this weekend made this one just pop to the forefront of my mind, which you'll be able to tell from the title because I already know what I want to title this video. I'm not a warm weather person. I do not like it. I'm very warm-blooded. I much prefer to be cold than warm because when you're cold, you can layer up more and more, and when you're really, really hot, you get to a point where there's nothing else you can do. And so I've never been thrilled with the climate of where I've lived, being from San Antonio, Texas, South Central Texas, and then living in Los Angeles for all these years. And it's so funny to me because so many people choose to live in LA because of the weather, and it is just not my favorite thing. Like, I do not like to be hot, and I think it's hot all the time. For me, I would not want it to ever get above 80 degrees. Like, that should be like astonishingly hot. Like, something's going wrong. We have gone over 80. And, you know, here they're like, oh, it's nice and cool here. It's in the 80s. I'm like, what are you talking about? So this past weekend, for those of you who were not in the LA area or keeping up with it, which I don't expect you to at all, it was 115, and yes, I'm talking Fahrenheit because hello, US American, sorry. If anybody is in Norway watching this, they're gonna be like 115 Fahrenheit. But still, that's ridiculous. Oh, it was so hot. Like, and when I saw that it was coming over the weekend, and of course it would happen over holiday weekend, I was like, I am not leaving this apartment. Like, I did my grocery shopping, I got everything out of the way. I did not open that front door like over the weekend. Like, we were in here, we were hunkered down, and by we, I just mean me. Avoiding that heat, and I had all the fans going. I had my little wall AC unit going. I do not have central air here. I was doing as much as I could, but at a certain point, that's it. You can't do any better. And I over the weekend I went to, it was like in the afternoon, so it was like the height of when it was the hottest that day. I went to wash my hands at my bathroom sink, and I turned on the cold side of the water, and it was warm. Like, straight up warm. Like, that was the coolest it could get. And then there was a point also in the afternoon here, one of the days where it's like with all the fans and the wall AC unit going, it was kind of warm. Like, not to the point where I was sweating, but like, it was not cool. So these systems were just trying their hardest, but that was unpleasant. I do not enjoy that. I don't understand people who enjoy that, who can live in that kind of situation and choose to. So that is definitely above the norm for here in LA. That's the hottest it's been this whole year. Hopefully it's the hottest it will be the rest of the year. But it's just kind of, when you get to Monday and it's like, woohoo, it's cooled down, it's in the 90s. Like, that's not okay. Like, that's 20 degrees cooler than what it was the 2 days before that, but still, like, way too hot. Way too hot. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a reason why I love Norway. And I'm gonna admit, to be fair, like, being from San Antonio, living in LA all these years, no, I have not ever lived somewhere where it's been cold enough to snow. So, it's a little bit of naivete, what do I know? But, I've been, like, around Christmas one year, I was visiting my sister in DC, and we were walking down the street, and it was, like, in the 40s, and it was too hot for me to wear a coat. Like, I had a top and a sweater, and, like, because we were walking, like, being active, like, I could not handle having the coat on. It was way too hot. And so that helps me to know, like, okay, I can handle that. And also, for, I don't know, a year and a half, a couple of years there, I was, whenever I would look at the weather each day for LA, I would also look at the weather for Oslo. So I kind of tracked it throughout the course of a couple of years. So I feel like I got a good idea of, kind of like the highs and the lows. And I love that it rains more there. I love the rain. I've always loved the rain. And it doesn't, I don't think, looking at the numbers, that it gets too cold to where I wouldn't, I mean, and this is Oslo, we're not up in the north, it's down in Oslo, but, yeah, so I feel like I could handle it. I might need to test that theory, but, I just feel like I would much prefer that, because they are in the situation where, like, the hottest times of the year for them, you're getting up to 80, and it's, like, really, pushing it if you're going to cross that line, like, being in the mid to upper 70s, like, those are kind of like the warmest days of the year, and I'm cool with that. I do not want it hotter. So, this weekend was just a wonderful reminder that would be a reason. And it's funny because one of the podcasts I listened to, I can't remember if I think I've brought it up here before. I think I've recommended it. Life in Norway, and the host, he asks each of the guests at the end of the episode. There's three questions. There's, what's your favorite thing about living in Norway? What's the most difficult thing about living in Norway? And where's your favorite place in Norway? And a lot of them, for the most difficult thing, talk about the weather. So it's like part of it is how cold it is, and part of it is like the long dark winters, which, okay, I've not been in that situation, so I would need to experience that, for myself to see how I would handle it. But I gotta say, for me, the weather would be a big draw for me to go there. Like, if I'm ever gonna be moving somewhere, it's got to be somewhere colder. Like, I cannot choose to live in another hot place. Like, that just does not make sense for my life. It does not feel good to me. Again, I run hot. I sweat way too easily. Like, it's not for me. So, I don't know. How do you feel about it? Let me know. Are you warm-blooded? Are you cold-blooded? Do you prefer to live in somewhere that's hot, and why? Do you prefer to live in somewhere that's cold, and why? Let me know. See if anybody else out there, connects with me on this. And yeah, that's it. So that's my next reason why I love Norway. Especially, I've got to say, this reason specifically goes towards Oslo, because although I haven't been up in northern Norway, I'm aware that it's quite a different story. So yeah, that's it for now. I hope that you guys are doing well out there. And I will be back to talk with you again sometime soon. Until then, as always, ha det.